Today we are going to discuss on legal research methodology. What is the nature and scope of research methodology? Before going to that topic, we have to discuss what is a research. What is the meaning of the word research? Whether it is research or research. There are accepted truths and theories in all fields of knowledge. The theories with different levels of generality and degree of confirmation existing at a given point of time are known to all. The intellectuals of the society are always inclined to probe for facts of the empirical world and confirm the proved truth of their investigations by accepting or correcting the existing theories. Such probing is called research. This is a broad definition of the word research. All research is the collection of evidence or information for ascertaining an assumption or verifying some hypothesis. Thus, research is a systematic attempt to push back the bounds of comprehension and seek beyond the horizons of our knowledge some truth or some reality. It can be said that the word research, it is an inquiry for the verification of a fresh theory or for supplementing prevailing theories by new knowledge. No research can be purely new. We start our research from the point where some other research has ended up. We are starting from that point. Etymologically, the term research is derived from a French word research, meaning to search, and a Latin word cercare, meaning to go around in a circle. In research, R stands for rational way of thinking, E stands for expert and exhaustive treatment, S stands for search for solutions, E stands for exactness, A stands for analytical analysis of adequate data, R stands for relationship between facts and theories, C stands for constructive attitude, critical observation, condensed and compactly stated generalization, cautious and careful recording. This is the full form, because in research each letter depicts a word. When we analyze each word and take it in a string, it will be like this. To define the term is not an easy task. So definition of research is always a precise statement. Nominal definition is only a linguistic decision. It has nothing to do with the nature of things to be defined. It is neither a proposition nor a premise. Definition include genus and its differentiating features. According to Aristotle, definition is a phrase signifying a thing's essence. Essence means fundamental attributes. Hence, definition must contain essential features. It should be in a positive term, expressed in clear, unambiguous and definite language without the use of any figure of speech. It should be precise, clear and definite. It should be noted. While writing a research proposal, your language must be plain and it must not use figure of speech and you must use only simple words or simple sentences so that everybody could understand it in right sense. According to Webster's International Dictionary, research is a careful critical inquiry or explanation in seeking facts or principles, diligent investigation in order to ascertain something. According to Encyclopedia Britannica, research is an act of searching into a matter closely and carefully, inquiring directly to the discovery of truth, and in particular the trained scientific investigation of the principles and facts of any subject based on original and first-hand study of authorities or experiment. Crawford says research is a simply systematic and refined technique of thinking, employing specialized tools, instruments, and procedure in order to obtain a more adequate solution of a problem that would be possible under ordinary means. It starts with the problem, collects data or facts, analyzes them critically, and reaches decisions based on the actual evidence. It involves original work instead of mere exercise of personal opinion. It involves from a genuine desire to know rather than desire to prove something. It is quantitative, seeking to know not only what but how much, and measurement is therefore a central feature of it. Now we shall discuss the characteristics of research. The following things I shall enumerate some points which are the characteristic of a research. Research is a creative process and include investigation or inquiry, discovery or invention or experimentation to find out the truth with evidence contained in the product. That means it is a creative process and includes investigation or inquiry, discovery or invention or experimentation to find out the truth with evidence contained in the product. Second point is the process of research displays its product and vice versa. That is, process of research displays its product. That means through every stage of a research, we must get a vague idea of the conclusion or the ending part. Third one is research is an objective, academic yet systematic and scientific enlightenment of the facts and principles, concept and theory based on original and first-hand study and includes verification of old facts too. This is rather elaborate. That is, it's objective, academic yet systematic, and it is a scientific enlightenment of the facts and principles. Fourth point, a research into any problem is not the end of it, but it is a beginning of new search which always raises a new question. A research into any problem is not the end of it, but it is a beginning of new search which always raises a new question. In every act, there is ample scope for research. For example, if we take POCSO Act and say more than 200 people has made research on that topic, still there are some areas left by every researcher, or we can research in the research conducted by a previous researcher, or we can start from those points where a previous researcher has stopped. So there are ample ways for starting a research in a particular topic. Fifth point is research is one of our urges to know, and thus it leads to creating our curiosity endlessly of knowing everything which we come across. It is one of our urges to know, and it leads to creating our curiosity endlessly. This is meant for actual researchers. Some people do research for other people's sake, so this is not applicable to those false researchers. Sixth point is research is a direct method to the solution of a problem. Seventh point, research is used to find out the relationship between two or more variables or variabilities. Variables are very important attributes in research methodology. Eighth point, it gathers new knowledge and sometimes it replaces the old knowledge. Sometimes it happens through a new research. We may came to a conclusion that the end product of one old research was false. Everyone knows that previously, in centuries ago, we had a notion that Earth is flat. When Magellan proved Earth is round, till that time, people have a notion that Earth is flat. So, Magellan has created a new realm of research, and its end product is that the conclusion that Earth is round. Ninth point, it is characterized by carefully designated procedure. Tenth point, it is used to predict future occurrences. 11th point, it is systematic, an expert, exact and accurate investigation. 12th point, it is logical and objective. 13th point, it is free from opinions and it needs empirical evidence for testing of hypothesis, and therefore it involves formulation of hypothesis. 14th point, conclusion and generalization should be carefully and cautiously recorded and reported. 15th one, research is based on hypothesis and insight. And 16th point, research is a search for knowledge. It is rediscovering existing knowledge and it adds to the existing fund of knowledge of theory. And coming to 17th point, knowledge enables man to understand, explain, control, and hence cope with any situation. This means the human mind will always search for knowledge. It is universal and true yesterday, today, and tomorrow. 18th point, it endeavors to data in quantitative form. 19th point, it leads to decision making and action. 20th point, it improves the level of living in society. Now we can analyze the objectives of research or contents of a components of a research. Research involves following four types of components. First one is manipulation of things, concepts and symbols. Science deals with things. In order to know how things respond to or change under specific conditions, the researcher subjects them to purposeful control. Such purposeful handling is called manipulation. Second component is for the purpose of generalizations. Research is undertaken with a definite purpose. The purpose being to arrive at a statement of generality. The net result of controlled inquiry should be a proposition or a conclusion which tells us to expect something to happen to a class of things when a certain class of conditions is influencing them. Third one is to extend, correct or verify knowledge. Generalizations drawn from the study have certain effects for the established corpus of knowledge. It may add credence to the existing accepted theory or bring certain amendments or modifications in the accepted body of knowledge. Fourth component. The knowledge may be used for construction of a theory or practice of art. The extended, corrected and verified knowledge may be put to two possible uses, theoretical and practical. New knowledge thus acquired may be used for constructing theoretical models. Knowledge, on the other hand, may be used as a means to save practical or utilitarian goal and not be construed just as an end in itself. Thus, research may be theory oriented or action oriented. Every research will have an aim. Its aim may be to discover new facts or verify and test old facts or to develop new scientific tools, concepts and theories. Now we shall discuss what is positivism in a legal research. Many researchers have argued that the logic, methods and procedures of the natural science are applicable to study of man. A science of human behavior has as much claim to scientific status as physics, chemistry and biology. Auguste Comte has stated during 18th century, his lifespan was during 18th to 19th century. He argued that the application of natural science methodology to the study of man would produce a positive science of society. It would reveal that evolution of society followed invariable laws. It would show that behavior in the social world is governed by laws in the same way as behavior in the natural world. The study of man by research methodology drawn from the natural sciences is often known as positivism. Positivism believes in the idea of having one scientific method for all disciplines. The natural scientist is concerned with investigating and explaining the behavior of matter in the natural world. He assumes that this behavior is subject to alternate laws. Since the behavior of matter is governed by laws, it is therefore determined that every event in the material universe has a cause. By systematic observation and experimentation, the natural scientist seeks to reveal the cause of behavior and to discover the laws by which it is governed. The natural scientist is not required to explore and take account of the internal consciousness of matter in order to explain its behavior. He can simply observe its activity from outside. He is able to explain its behavior merely as a reaction to an external stimulus. The natural scientist systematically observes and measures behavior of matter. The result of these observations are regarded as objective facts, as data which are not distorted by the value judgments and ideology of the particular scientist. The result of observation using such objective criteria can be confirmed by other scientists. This is known as positivism in legal research.